Hello everyone. It's Tuesday the 21st of May. I hope you are well. So what have I got to talk about today? I actually did a whole load of notes today, so I guess I'll just go through in order. There is kind of like a main subject though. First off, there was a power cut this morning, which kind of held me up and kind of threw me off my usual schedule. So I haven't actually been very productive today. And I could have done a lot of work on my card game today, and I didn't actually get around to doing any of that. Not my card game, my dice game. But I might have a look over some more stuff in a minute. So anyway, so there's a power cut. So I played a bit of Monster Hunter again. Actually, it's been a while since I actually played some, and so that's quite nice. So I just went on an easy mission and farmed a bunch of materials, and I'll probably farm a bunch more, and managed to upgrade a better set of armor enough so that it was worth putting on. So I'm not sure how many of you play it, but you make different sets of armor, but then you might have one set of armor that you're wearing. Once you've made it, you can also upgrade it so the stats get better. So you then might make a better set of armor in terms of like better materials and everything that has the potential to be better, but because you've upgraded the set you're wearing, there's no point. If you actually swap to your new set, it's not as good. So you kind of have to, the way I play it anyway, is I have to feel the need to upgrade the new set until it is actually better than the set I'm currently wearing. So I did that. So I'm in this like pink armor now. In fact, I wonder if the webcam would be able to see the screen if I showed it. But anyway, most of you probably don't play Monster Hunter, so it wouldn't mean a lot. I might test that in a bit though for future vlogs to see if I can show my, just my character standing there to the webcam. So anyway, what else? Yeah, and then when the power did come back on, I made the mistake of looking at my YouTube comments, and I just looked at the comments on my Minecraft show from yesterday, which, I was really pleased that I got the show up, so I kind of made the mistake of looking at the comments, wanting to kind of celebrate the fact that a show was up, hoping that there might be some nice comments, and that's always a very dangerous way to go into comments, because of course there's always going to be like haters and complainers, and the first time I checked it was actually just complainers, but it was people going, oh, I wish it was still daily and stuff, and it hasn't been daily. Like Minecraft Daily finished like 7 months ago, so I don't know how long people are, like, when are people ever going to shut up? It's been like half a year. It's unbelievable, but I've explained hundreds of times, so I really don't know what to do about people like that. They're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. And so I've been making these notes as I was going through the day. So these notes early on, when I first read those, are like really angry and stuff that I don't really need to go through. But generally, I get this general thing of like, the problem with reading YouTube comments is they do affect my mental health, because they can be really annoying, and also. People underestimate just how influenced we can be psychologically by what we surround ourselves with, and if you spend time reading YouTube comments, then I genuinely believe, this sounds really over the top, but I genuinely believe that psychologically exposing yourself to the cesspool that is YouTube comments does actually, over time, will actually make you stupider. I don't think that's even the word. See, is already happening. But it just genuinely, it's I don't even know what to say. But yeah, so I'm just reading his ranting that I typed into my notes earlier. But yeah, actually I'll get to this in a minute. Actually, I'll say what I was thinking, and then I'll talk about what I realised later. Okay, which kind of sorted it out, and hopefully it won't annoy me. It will annoy me even less YouTube in general always feels like a process of slowly growing a thicker and thicker skin and caring less and less about the opinions of the few. Anyway, but yeah, one thing I found really annoying was that the fact that actually I haven't put up a show for 2 weeks, and actually having made the effort to finish a show and put it up, you know, taking that time and effort out of my life to do a show that I really don't get anything for anymore. You know, I don't get, like I was saying, like, YouTube makes hardly any money at the moment, you know, so I really am just, in fact, I probably lose subscribers every time I do a Minecraft show, because I have loads of casual subscribers who then decide to unsub once they remember their sub to me, and I don't gain many new ones, you know, so I really am just doing the show for the people who still want to watch it. That's the only, you know, and I kind of quite like having it there, having, you know, these completed videos. I'm quite proud of the, you know, production quality or whatever you want to call it, until I replace it with something else. But I think I'm always going to do it, like I said before, because of the people who enjoy watching it. So the problem is, you know, so I expect people to be grateful, I guess, and I know most people are, but some people see it as a platform to complain about it, like, you know, so rather than complain when there isn't a show up, you know, that would make more sense. If you miss it being daily, then you should be complaining on, you know, I'm glad they don't in a way, but logically, if you miss it being every day, then you should be complaining every day when there isn't a show. You shouldn't be complaining like when I actually do what you want, when I actually do a show, that's when you complain. Is not, you know, anyway. But so that really annoyed me. But I'll talk about getting over that in a minute, because yeah, another thing I've noticed is I tried very hard not to get annoyed at it, because when I get angry about these really stupid things, these are just comments on the internet. Who cares? You know, there's actually people dying in the world, and the worst thing that happens to me today is some stupid children say something stupid that annoys me on the internet. It's just, I recognise how ridiculous it is, but it kind of, I then therefore get even more annoyed at myself for the fact that I'm annoyed at these stupid comments. So, you know, so I was thinking about it, and, you know, it's really important to try and get over it and to try and just deal with it. And a lot of people who don't make YouTube videos naturally say, I don't see why YouTubers get so annoyed at these comments. And, you know, I highly suggest you try making YouTube videos, and I don't know, and then you still don't really, it's only after, I only found it like once I hit 1,000 or so, it started getting really bad. Because when you're a really small channel, you're literally just preaching to the choir. The only people who subscribe to you are people who want to subscribe, and that should remain the same. But just generally, as you get bigger and you spread out, you'll find, you know, people find your videos, people are seeking out your content, and they find you and they like you. But as you spread out further, people who don't like your content will stumble across your channel more. So trolls and haters is generally a good sign that you're reaching a wider audience. You're not just reaching the people who are seeking out your content, but you're actually reaching people who just stumble across your content by mistake, which is the best way, because it means you're reaching more people. But anyway, so I'm going to delete all of that. But yeah, it's hard to explain because it is ridiculous, and lots of people always say, and I see people who are 10 times bigger than me, you know, or more, still getting annoyed with comments, and people saying, you know, how, but it's just something about psychology, is that you can have 100 good comments and one stupid comment, and the one stupid comment kind of stands out and annoys you. But what I was thinking about, so what I did was I then went and played computer games again to try and chill out. I played a lot of Don't Starve, and And it occurred to me, as something that Tony Robbins says about when people annoy you, it's quite often because you have like a rule, like, and it's a personal, you have sort of like a personal set of rules in your head, like that you've made up, that, you know, things you believe, you know, your kind of idea of what people should and shouldn't do. And when somebody does what you think is the wrong thing, you get annoyed with them. And I realise I have that with YouTube comments, right? And people aren't actually breaking any kind of written rule or law or anything when they say something stupid in YouTube, or when they, like my biggest bugbear, when fans complain, when so-called fans of me complain and demand I do different things or whatever. That's the thing that annoys me the most. Haters and trolls, I don't mind, because they're just really obviously just going, oh, you smell, and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, it's just childish and stupid, and when you're an adult, you don't really care about 8-year-olds calling you names, but it's the attitude of kids who kind of, yeah, who are demanding, and sort of like act as if, you know, I should do what they say. That really annoys me. But of course that's all just like a rule in my head about what you should and shouldn't say in YouTube comments that isn't actually a real thing. And realising that they just have a different perception of what the comment section is for. And I've never said, you know, don't complain in the comment section and stuff. So if people complain in the comment section, if they're not actually disobeying, you know, what I've asked them to do or something in my video comments, because I haven't actually said it. Does that make sense? But yeah, my idea of YouTube comments is like, you either, you know, you're saying something nice to the creator, or you're, you know, or you're answering something that they've actually asked you to comment on or something. And but it seems there's a lot of people on YouTube who seem to think that the purpose of the comment section is literally to just put the first thing that comes into their head. And then I realised, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, when I have this feeling, you know, I read these comments and I think, why would you say that to me? What, you know, are you trying to pressure me into making more shows again? Do you think that bugging me is going to, you know, make me change the upload schedule or something? And then this realisation, I was like, well, no, actually, they don't think that. They haven't thought it that far through. They're literally just saying the first thing that comes into their head. They're not actually thinking, I'm saying this to JC so that he might do this, so that he knows, you know, they don't understand that they're actually communicating, and that, you know, they just think, I need to type in whatever thought pops into my head. Which is a completely different approach. So I'm kind of over-analysing comments, going, why are they saying that? What do they think it's going to achieve? And they're not thinking anything, you know. So that kind of, I think that's maybe a good way of looking at comments, is just recognising that a lot of kids don't think this comment's really out of order, you know. Because that's one thing that really bugs me, is I think, how can they put that? Can't they see that comments really go piss me off or something? But I think that's the point. They're not thinking. They're not only, it's not that they don't realise it's going to piss me off. It's like they're not even comprehending the idea that I'm going to read the comment. They're just literally they're just literally typing their thoughts into the computer for no apparent reason, because they think that's what you're meant to do. And so it's just a different perception of what the comment section is for. And as for feedback and stuff, that's also, I think I've mentioned that before, is other YouTubers actively encourage viewers to give feedback. Like, some YouTubers are so spineless, in my opinion. Like, nearly every video is, oh, please tell me what game to play, and tell me what you like and what you don't like, and I'll completely mould myself to your, you know, which I just think is such a lame approach. Just do what you want to do, and people either want to watch it or they don't. But if you're gonna design your channel by committee, that's just a, what's the point? Where's your personality? Where's your personal choice? If everything is decided upon by your community, it's like you'll just get molded to your community, and too many cooks spoil the broth and all of that business. I really disagree with that. Just be yourself. If you mold yourself to your community, then you just go become less and less original. You go become more and more just kind of generalized. Anyway, I think I've talked about all I should talk about today. I would re-record this, but I can't really be bothered because it's a little bit rambly, so I hope it's not too rambly. Also, the Xbox reveal was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? I'm sure you've all seen already, but Sony's stock even went up 10% because the Xbox from Microsoft looks so bad. Or just, it doesn't necessarily, I think it doesn't necessarily look bad, they just didn't give anything to be excited about, but I think they're really aiming at a very mainstream market with that press conference with like NFL and racing and what's the other one? Oh, Call of Duty. It's just sort of just, hey, just popular stuff. It's not really for kind of gamers. It's trying to get the wider kind of student and family market. Anyway, and oh yeah, and the Steam card game thing as well. But maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you are well, and that video made some sense. And I will see you tomorrow.